exactly. So obviously, it sounds to me like you guys don't like what I said. I'm sorry for that. It means that I failed as a content creator. I failed as an entertainer. And when that happens,
wouldn't be the first time.
Because I don't know what exactly you want to see as a goal for the month. I like your opinions on this. If you have an idea for a special event, if you have an idea for anything that we can do, you guys would be motivated to do the channel. Because I thought the Red Dead would do it and get involved with the So I failed. I'm not great. I'm old enough, mature enough, I can admit when I failed. I failed. I did not motivate to do the channel. Alright? You think now, Christmas month, people would be motivated to support the channel. It's fucking Christmas. People would come out and look.
Bruh. DSP's really saying, come on guys, it's Christmas. Give me fucking money or else you're a fucking Scrooge. Jesus Christ, man. It's Christmas time. You guys have to give me money. So, New Generation with the 2, what is with DSP's beard? I don't fucking know, but that shit looking real patchy, you're right. And Lear with the 5 on one hand, Wings has said way worse things than DSP. Like beliefs-wise, but DSP treats his viewers way worse, not gonna lie. The thing is with Wings, is I don't think he's like an inherently hateful, racist, or whatever person. I think a lot of the shit he does is just out of fucking stupidity. More so than like genuine malice. Whereas DSP is a fucking pathological liar. Who literally abuses and takes advantage of his audience every single fucking day.
We're attacking a Sector Bravo objective.
So, I think there's a huge difference between the two. Like, DSP is a malicious motherfucker. He just wants money. Wings just says dumb shit. And he doesn't like mean to hurt anyone by it, for the most part, I would say. That's kind of always the way I've thought about it. But DSP is a genuine piece of fucking shit, bro. He lies and manipulates his audience constantly.
Wrong! People were not motivated to enjoy the channel. The opposite. So, sorry about that.
In Sector Alpha has been lost.
The question is, what can I do better? I need your feedback.
Why doesn't the left side of my face move?
The enemy has secured most of the sectors.
Why doesn't the left side of my face move ever? I don't
We're attacking an
know.
objective in Sector Alpha.
We watched the Stalker 2 video last night.
Looks like it's moving to me. What the hell are you talking about? There's still this back here. And it's still...
Yo, do you know what's kind of crazy? I just said we watched that last night. But then I thought about it, and it feels like I watched that shit like a couple hours ago. Like, the days are starting to fucking blend again because I'm not sleeping that much. R.I. fucking P, dude. Jesus Christ. One day, man, I'll have, like, some semblance of a fucking sleep schedule. Travis with the 2, Wings is stuck in an Xbox Live 360 lobby, basically. I mean, he's just from a different fucking era, bro. Like, back then, you could say, do, or make fun of whatever the fuck you wanted to. You weren't gonna get banned from YouTube. There was no fucking punishment, and people that back then thought that shit was fucking hilarious. So to his credit, a lot of the shit he said is aged like milk, but back in like the 2010 context, it would have been completely fine back then, because everybody would have assumed it was fucking true. I don't know.
Changing max.
I don't know, man. Yep, DSP is just fucking lazy. I mean, it's hard to give up the ability to literally just sit on your fucking ass, play video games, and upload minimal effort videos. Like, that's a much more appealing day than like going to fucking work. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. Everybody wants to be a fucking content creator now, it seems like.
We're hitting the enemy hard, but we need
So
to
what
keep
was the other
pressure
video
on.
you guys wanted to watch? The fucking Actman one, right? Y'all cool to watch that or no? You guys want to watch that shit or no?
Your supply drop is ready when you are.
Yeah.
A Sector Alpha
I'm
objective is
seeing a
under
lot of
enemy attack.
those. Oh shit. Lyra with the 2, that's true. At least Wings had a job till Trolls. Yep. At least he was trying to transition away from the internet being his only income. So at least he took the fucking initiative to do something.
We're securing sectors. Keep it up.
Hold it? I'll probably have to. So let's see. End poll.
We are targeting an objective in Sector Bravo.
Alright, the poll should be up.
We're taking some hits from the enemy.
Yo, there was another video. Oh, that's running. Just so we don't have dead air. So this will suck. Splinter Cell remake rant.
What up, gamers? Brewcast here, and today we're talking about the freaking Splinter Cell remake because it finally exists. This is by far the most requested Ubisoft project of all time, and it's finally in development. But to be honest, I think the game is probably gonna suck. And we're gonna talk about that today. Real quickly, before we dive into the topic itself, I do want to just quickly thank you guys for the over 8 million views this year. Tons of watch time, lots of new subscribers. I seriously appreciate it. The amount of love this channel gets continues to melt my brain every single day. But let's talk about...
That's right, dude. It's all about the positivity and happiness.
An objective in Sector Bravo is under attack.
Ubisoft. So this was just randomly announced yesterday, and it's gotten a lot of the internet talking about what this could actually mean, because everybody has been specifically talking about Splinter Cell coming back for literally a decade. It seems like one of those series that's loved by the fans so much and completely disregarded by Ubisoft, even though they managed to create Sam Fisher and his incredibly fun stealth universe. Pretty much the only times we've seen this character over the course of the last couple of years has been in microtransaction-filled cell phone games or like side optional skins. Like, Ubisoft treats their character, despite the fact that everybody enjoys him so much, as a complete joke. But let's talk about this official...
Didn't Splinter Cell Blacklist like kind of flop? So if everybody loves him so much, why did the last game, which was actually really good, I played it, why did that game flop then? Like, if everybody's been so fucking desperate for this shit.
The enemy is down to half strength.
They haven't been neglecting it. It's that nobody fucking bought the last game for the most part.
Announcement, because something about this, it immediately seems strange. This is over on the Ubisoft blog. They just randomly dropped this without any sort of fanfare. There's no trailer, it's simply a picture and essentially a very detailed interview that gives us our first real information as to what this game is going to play like, which is all that really matters to me. Ubisoft has greenlit the development of a Splinter Cell remake that will draw from the rich canvas of the brand. God, I hate when they call video games brands. Like, if you want to say franchise or series or universe, that makes sense, but calling it the rich canvas of the brand, you can really just hear the dollar signs in their eyes as they say that.
No fucking shit. Dude, you literally have brand shit on right now. You're a fucking walking billboard for Sony and you're bitching about a company using the word brand? Jesus Christ.
This is being developed by Ubisoft Toronto. The game will be rebuilt from the ground up using Ubisoft's own Snowdrop engine. That's the one that's being used in the Avatar Frontiers game, the new Star Wars game, and most importantly, Snowdrop is being used in stuff like The Division. It's kind of how they get their most photorealistic graphics. Snowdrop does a lot of things good, but I think what's most famous about it is things like the crazy freaking colored lighting and stuff. They can make stuff look the way real things look, which is great because this is a series that is heavily based on lighting systems. But I want to take a look at this actual paragraph here. So it's a pretty in-depth little interview here between the people working on it. As you can see, it goes on and on and on. But really, this first paragraph, I think, clears up a lot of the misconceptions, because I think when we think of Ubisoft, the first thing that comes to mind is obviously open world games or really stupid, weird, pointless climbing up towers to unlock parts of the map, or loot crates, because honestly, that's sort of what Ubisoft has become known for the most. Now, here they start to talk about what they're trying to do.
Wait, hold on. When the fuck has Ubisoft been known for fucking loot crates? The fuck? What is he even talking about, bro? I have never seen like a fucking loot crate in a Ubisoft game. Okay.
We just lost an objective.
Please tell me more.
Enemies have seized an objective in Sector Bravo.
Revolutionary, the typical frickin' stuff. But this last part right here is clearly the best part. We're building the game from the ground up. We're going to update it visually, as well as make some design elements to match player comforts and expectations. But we're going to keep it linear, like the original games, and not make it open world. I love this sentence right here because I feel like it sums up what's most important about a good remake. How do we make sure that new fans are able to pick up the controller and dive right in and fall in love with the game and the world right from the get-go? Now let me just say this. I am an absolute fanboy for the original trilogy of Splinter Cell games. Pandora Tomorrow, the original freaking game, and of course Chaos Theory are absolute 10 out of 10 masterpieces. And I do think that in a big way that is because of the linear fashion of it. Every single...
The linear, of course that shit comes back, bro. I love the linear fashion of it too.
And I do think that in a big way that is because of the linear fashion of it. Every single one of the games is heavily based around specific missions with specific targets and very, very clear directives. They told a story, they introduced us to Sam Fisher, and they gave us a chance to really experience stealth combat in a way that didn't exist before that. You know,
so U-Generation with the 2 got me a custom gold Xbox Elite 2 controller Pog? That's awesome, man. I've always wanted to order a custom controller, but now I don't even use the controller really, so unlucky, but congrats, man. And Schwabi2312 with the 2, unpopular opinion, I absolutely love Blacklist. I enjoyed the game as well, because you didn't have to play it stealth, you could just shoot your way through it. Best stealth game I've ever played.
You know, part of the reason I feel like Splinter Cell is so loved is that even the worst Splinter Cell games are still pretty fantastic. Even as the games became a bit too actiony for my tastes, you could still see what they were trying to go for, and they were still very enjoyable experiences. But I feel like I want to take a look at Reddit here because I feel like people are sort of talking about their fears for this game. Like, one of the main things is that people are saying that they're annoyed that they keep using the word respect for the original fan base. Like, the Ubisoft marketing is so flip-floppy about talking about what's good or bad about their own projects. But here, this is the weirdest part, is the fact that they're just dropping this as a blog post. This is just straight up them showing a blog post after...
No shit, because they're just announcing that they're beginning development. They're not showing off the game because it's not fucking done. They're literally just announcing we are starting development on this game. That's all the fucking needs is a blog post, bro.
Not even acknowledging Splinter Cell in a major way. In almost a decade, suddenly they just drop this and expect us to really be stirred up, to be hyped. Now, I think that's the other part of the concern comes down to the fact that this is Ubisoft. Ubisoft does some very dumb, very stupid stuff. Like right now, they're putting NFTs into video games. This is the thing that just got introduced to their major project, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Now, it would take hours to explain what an NFT is. It's a non-fungible token. Essentially what this means is that right now, their games are getting microtransactions that you can sell to other people. So you can pay for like a costume that will only exist on your character, and then you can sell it to other people. So, I mean, stuff like this feels like a weird, stupid, cyclical nature, where now, not only do they want their games to become like, very, very profitable, but they want them to be these like closed market ecosystems. This is kind of what pisses me off the most about modern day Ubisoft, is the fact that everything with them has to be the biggest billion-dollar freaking IP. They can't just make a good game, they can't just make something that plays good and looks good. Now, they always have to
No shit, because they're a fucking business, and the whole point of them releasing a game that looks good and plays good is to make fucking money from that.
Make it into this industry-defining genre-constructed universe. Like For Honor. Remember For Honor? They said straight up that the point of
That game fucking sucked, bro.
Honor was to become an incredibly profitable endeavor, which is why that game
For Honor had a lot of potential, but goddamn, bro, those multiplayer servers were awful, dude.
Filled with such a giant cash shop that lets you buy every suit of armor, every freaking character, everything in the game has a price tag to it to some degree,
We're targeting
which
an
to me
objective in Sector
does kind of
Bravo.
ruin the experience. And that's sort of my fear with this, because going into freaking Splinter Cell, the fun of it is the contained aspect of it. The fact that we are just playing these very fun, incredibly scripted, but perfectly built missions. That is the glory of Sam Fisher's games. You know they're going to put weed skin in this, they're going to put the most ridiculous cosmetics. I bet they're going to have some sort of thing where they're going to try and resell us the original DLC for the games or something like that, because this is Ubisoft. So I decided to look up Ubisoft Toronto specifically. So these are the people that are directly in charge of the Splinter Cell remake. You can see that this is their big catalog of games that they've been working on for the last couple of years. Oh look,
New Generation with the 2, CSGO is literally NFTs, I guess? Yeah, technically.
We have taken
Basically, it just does
control
it
of an
on
objective in
blockchain.
Sector
It's the only
Bravo.
difference.
there's For Honor, the microtransaction king itself. But also, if I can be incredibly rude here for a second, I feel like these games are all kind of the blandest open worlds. Watch Dogs Legion looks very good. Graphically, I think it's a bit of a masterpiece, but like, I've kind of forgotten it. I fully beat Watch Dogs Legion, like start to finish, completely finished it. I can hardly remember it. Far Cry 6, Far Cry 5, I've beaten Far Cry 5, again, can't remember much about it. Battle for Atlas, like that was pretty decent, but the biggest problem with it is that these are games that are filled with time-saving microtransactions where you can basically pay to level up, and there's not a lot of heart and not a lot of soul. The fact that these people are in charge of the Splinter Cell remake does make me a bit concerned, mostly just because I do love Sam Fisher. If I could just be overly optimistic, though, for a second to talk about a possible benefit to what's going on with this project, I do think that Ubisoft...
Here, I can tell you a possible benefit. For the first time in a fucking decade, you're getting another Splinter Cell game. There you fucking go. There's your benefit.
An objective in Sector
Travis
Bravo
of
is
the
under
2.
attack.
If Dreamcast guy's mad about Splinter Cell, I'll pick it up. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Blacklist, so maybe I'll pick it up as well. Fuck it, man.
Ubisoft has gotten into some crazy trouble over the course of the last 16 months. Like, big giant lawsuits, they've been sued a bunch, there's all sorts of claims that maybe their employees are being bullied or worked too hard and not paid enough, and it sounds like in general, everybody kind
Half
of
our
hates
resources have been
Ubisoft.
taken out.
And usually,
We
when
now
that
control
happens
Sector
is
Bravo.
when a company is trying the hardest. Like, when everybody is
Enemy
waiting for you
forces
to
are
make a
attacking
mistake,
one of our
suddenly you're going
objectives.
to put out your best products.
Our
So
aggressiveness has
hopefully,
paid off.
this is their
Secured
chance
most
to
of the
get
sectors.
back on track. Like, let's just put on our best, most optimistic smiley faces. Maybe
rose-tinted
the fact that they've
glasses.
screwed up so much will be their motivation for Ubisoft to properly invest in this project, to take their time with this project, and to respect this project. make Splinter
It's
Cell
over.
great
We've
again.
won this battle.
Alright guys, so these have
Excellent
just been
work.
some off-the-cuff thoughts
Blackburn
because
out.
this news popped up yesterday morning and I've been dying to talk about it. I love you guys very much. I hope you're having a great day, and please do me the biggest